Well, I always like to first begin by, what do?
Bismillah.
Bismillah. But before I even do that, I want to greet you. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Some new friends coming. Welcome. It is so good to be here. I have had such a busy week that I'm just so happy to be here with you guys and just like take a break, read some good books, alhamdulillah, and be with all of you. And one of my most favorite things that I always think about when I am in a gathering like this is that there is a hadith that talks about the angels. And the angels, they fly around searching for gatherings like this one. Gatherings where people are remembering Allah. And they are talking about Allah. And they are in dhikr of Allah. And all of you guys, oh, you're so beautiful and innocent and pure that Allah loves you even more than me, because I sometimes do things wrong, but you guys are just perfect. And so Allah loves you, and His angels are searching to find you, to find these gatherings where you are in remembrance of Allah. So that is the one thing that I love to always think about when I am at the masjid, when I'm with my friends, and we're talking about Allah, and when I am here with you, with my other friends, and we are talking about Allah. That is the one thing that I love to think about, is all of the angels that are surrounding us today, inshallah. So I want to say my song, Assalamu alaikum. You can wave with me. And do you know what this means? Who knows what this means? Peace. When we greet each other with peace, right?
Yeah.
So we say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Wa alaikum assalam. I greet you with peace, my dear friends. I greet you with peace, my dear friends. I greet you with peace, my dear friends. Salamu assalam. Assalamu alaikum. It is so nice to be here, and I actually found a book that is called Salam World. So I wanted to read this for you. It is by Samia Khan, and it is illustrated by Teresa Aboud. Look at that, elephant.
I love elephants.
You do? They're so cute, and he's giving salam to the bird. How cute is that? And the elephant has like a little tutu on it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's read this one. Salam from above. Salam from below. Salam from the mountaintops covered in snow. Salam from the east. Salam from the west. Which side do you live on? Do you live on the east or the west? Who knows?
It was the right round.
Anybody know? You know? You live on the west. We are on the west coast. Salam from the treetops with birds in their nests. Salam to my friends. Salam to my family. When I say salam, I say it so happily. Do you say salam happily or grumpily?
Happy.
Happily. Assalamu alaikum. No. Salam. That doesn't sound nice, right? You gotta say it nicely, beautifully. Greet your parents in the morning. Assalamu alaikum, mama. Assalamu alaikum, papa. But wait, you might say, for what? You may question. What is the meaning of this expression? Does anybody know? We said it before. Yes?
Hello.
Hello? Okay. You know what? You're close. But the meaning of salam is so much more than just hello. It is a beautiful greeting. So it says, allow me to explain and expand your brain. You might find this strangely surprising, but learning new words can be fun and exciting. So salam equals, what does it equal? What does it mean? Let's find out. Salam means peace. In Arabic, that is. Muslims use this word when they are meeting. It's like saying hello, except a kinder greeting. But why, you ask? You see, greeting someone with this salutation means you're wishing peace upon them. Imagine that. Sending peace and happiness to all, no matter how little, big, short, or tall. People of all colors, shapes, and sizes. Strangers, loved ones, even those you don't know well. Saying salam shows respect, and that's just swell. I love these colorful pictures. You can greet your pet parakeet with salam. Who has a pet parakeet? Anyone have a pet? No pets? Nobody? We used to have a cat, and then my son was allergic, so we had to get rid of it. But we could say salam to the cat. Or greeting the crossing guard who holds the school traffic to make sure your day is anything but catastrophic. We say salam to the guard. You can, assalamu alaikum, says the birdie. You can say it short, or you can say it long. Salam or assalamu alaikum. Use either as you may to send peace and blessings upon those whom you wish to pay. And if someone greets you with salam, don't forget to return it back their way. How easy is it then to wish everyone a pleasant day? But how, you may wonder? Just say, wa alaikum assalam, which means, and peace be upon you. So when we were singing our song and I say, wa alaikum assalam, we are sending peace back to the person who greeted us with peace, right? Which means, and peace be upon you too. This is the way to reply when the salutation is said to you. Wa alaikum assalam. So that, my friends, is the meaning of this word. The next time you hear someone say salam, surely you won't be alarmed. Why would anybody be alarmed? So salam to my mailman, my bus driver, my teacher. Salam to my neighbor, my sister, my brother. This is our special way of greeting one another. Salam to people all over the world. Greet all the people in the world. Salam. In faraway countries, old and new, may peace be upon all of you. What a nice book, right? Love that one. So that was Salam World. And next, after I've greeted you, and I want to start, I start with Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. See, it says it up there in Arabic. And I found a song of this phrase. And I don't know if you know it, but if you do, you can sing it with me. It's by the Woodwards Ali. And the beginning of it, you all already know how to say this. So it says, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So we can sing that part all together because you know that part. And if you can read, you can say the rest of it. It says, in the morning when we wake, Bismillah, Bismillah. So when we say Bismillah, you can repeat if you can't read the rest of it, you can just do the Bismillah part, right? And with every step we take, Bismillah, Bismillah. And so you can sing along with me, okay? Inshallah. Who's ready? Ready? So let's start with?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Wonderful, mashallah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ready? Let me clear my throat so I can sing, okay? Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. In the morning when we wake, Bismillah, Bismillah. With every step we take, Bismillah, Bismillah. With every word we say, Bismillah, Bismillah. And every game we play, Bismillah, Bismillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. With everything we do, Bismillah, Bismillah. With everything that's new, Bismillah, Bismillah. With every place we go, Bismillah, Bismillah. And every friend we know, Bismillah, Bismillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. MashaAllah, I heard so many of you. That was so nice to hear all of you sing with me. It was an easy song to follow along with, right?
Yeah.
So now we have started in the name of Allah. What a beautiful way to begin everything that we do, right? So now, the topic for today it was on the first one, but it is searching for Allah's love. Is this something that you are curious about? Do you search for Allah? Do you search for Allah's love?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you think about it?
Yeah.
Do you think about Allah? And do you wonder if Allah loves you and how much He loves you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, sometimes we search for something and we realize that maybe it's not very far away. Like, let me tell you a funny story. One time, I was trying to take my kids somewhere. So I was looking all over the place for the keys. I looked on the table. I looked in the closet, in my jacket that was in the closet. Maybe I left it there. I looked in my room. I looked in did I leave it in the fridge? I opened the fridge. I shook my purse, looking for it in my purse. Not in there. I couldn't hear any jingling. Okay, thinking, kids, where are my keys? Where are my keys? I don't know, Mama. I don't know where you put your keys. I'm looking everywhere, looking. Have you done this before? Searching all over the place for something that you've lost?
Yeah.
Guess where they were?
What? Your pocket.
In my pocket! Can you believe that? I was searching frantically. We gotta go. Where are the keys? And they were in my pocket the whole time. I felt so silly. I was like, oh, there they are. And then I was a little bit embarrassed. But sometimes we search for things and as if they're lost. As if we've lost it, right?
Yeah, but it's really sometimes where you really here or something.
Exactly. Sometimes it's right in front of your face.
Yeah.
And maybe your glasses, you left them on your head or something. You're like, where are my glasses? Where did I put them? And then you just forgot to look up. And they're right there, right? Yeah. So today we're talking about searching for Allah's love. And
I know the story.
you know this story?
I have it.
This is a really good one, right? So it's up there. Oh, you can't really see that very well. Ilyas and Duck search for Allah. This is written by Omar S. Khawaja and illustrated by Leo Antolini. I like Ilyas and Duck books, they're fun. Let's read the beginning. It says, "Verily, in the heavens and the earth are signs for those who believe. And in the creation of yourselves, and the fact that animals are scattered through the earth, are signs for those of assured faith." And this is a verse from the Quran. It's in English. One night, Ilyas snuggled into bed and thanked Allah for his mother, father, and his best friend Duck. Then, as he slowly drifted to sleep, Ilyas began to wonder, where is Allah? Did you ever wonder this? No? Because you know
Yeah, we all
for
know.
certain. Early the next morning, Duck noticed Ilyas in the backyard staring up at the sky. Just staring up.
Because you want to know where Allah is. But he did the heaven.
He's looking up at the heavens. "What are you looking at?" asked Duck. "I'm looking for Allah," replied Ilyas. So Duck walks inside. He searches through his toy box. "Here, try these binoculars." Everyone put on some binoculars. Look up. Do you see anything?
No.
I see
Only
this.
the roof.
You don't see the ceiling?
I see the ceiling.
You see the ceiling. Okay, good. I was getting a little worried. You don't see the ceiling?
I
You
don't
do.
see the ceiling.
You don't? Oh my goodness. Let's get your eyes checked. They help you see things that are far away. Oh, okay. So he was getting the binoculars because he thought that he could see further away to find Allah. Okay, in the sky. Okay. Ilyas looked through the binoculars. Look, that's what he saw. But all he could see were a few puffy clouds and a plane flying by.
And also some cars.
And also some birds. I see the birds. Can you count how many birds there are?
There's 5.
You see 3 on one side.
There's 5.
Is there 5? 5. Good counting. "You won't see Allah with those binoculars," said the hobo, sitting on the branch of a tree nearby. It's that type of bird. "What do you mean?" asked Ilyas. But the hobo didn't answer. It just flew away. Just like birds do, they fly away. "Maybe we need to be closer to the sky to see Allah," suggested Duck. Duck has a lot of ideas, huh? Ilyas agreed, so look at them. They're all packed up for a backpacking trip. Look how much stuff Duck needs. He's even taking a shovel and a lantern. A lantern is a good idea. So they put on their backpacks and climbed to the peak of the tallest mountain. That's where they saw... What do you think they saw?
I think
What do you think?
Mountain goat.
Oh, because you know the book. An alpine ibex. "We're looking for Allah," said Ilyas. "Do you know where we can find him?" "Yes," replied the longhorn goat. "Allah is all around us. He made the mountains as tall as can be, but you can't see Allah like you can see me." "What do you mean?" asked Ilyas. But the alpine ibex didn't answer and he just trotted away. Oh man, every time he wants to ask for more clarification, they just fly away, run away. Uh-oh. Maybe Allah is somewhere in the ocean, suggested Duck. Duck keeps having ideas, right? So Ilyas agreed, and they put on their scuba gear and dove to the bottom of the deepest ocean.
They saw a kind of fish with a light.
Oh, that's where they saw. Those are cool fish, right? An anglerfish. "We're looking for Allah," said Ilyas. Do you know where we can find him? Yes, replied the sharp-toothed fish. Allah is all around us. Look, all the animals know the answer. He gave me gills so I can breathe. But you can't see Allah like you can see me.
Okay, this is gonna take so long.
Is it? What do you mean? Asked Ilyas. But the anglerfish didn't answer. It just swam away. Maybe Allah is in a rainforest, suggested Duck. Oh, here's another idea. Now they're off. Ilyas agreed, so they put on their safari outfits and hiked into the warm and wet rainforest, and that's where they saw
A kind of monkey. A jaguar. A monkey.
a mandrill. We're looking for Allah, said Ilyas. Do you know where we can find him? Yes, replied the colorful monkey. Allah is all around us. He gave me colors so that make me unique. But you can't see Allah like you can see me.
That's probably
You should have access to because you wrote it, right?
Yeah, it's repeating that line, right? What do you mean? Asked Ilyas. But the mandrill didn't answer. It just swung away.
Okay, keep trying talking again and again.
Maybe Allah is in outer space, suggested Duck. Ilyas agreed. So they climbed into their rocket ship and blasted off into space. And that's where they saw millions of stars in space and the beautiful Earth below. Wow, this is amazing, exclaimed Ilyas. It sure is, replied Duck. But where is Allah? I think I know the answer, replied Ilyas. Now I understand what all the animals were trying to tell us about Allah. What do you mean? Asked Duck. Well, Duck, Allah is the one who made the universe and everything else that we see. From the mountains to the oceans, even you and me. But we can't see Allah the same way I can see you. We see Allah through all His creations. And through them, we believe Allah to be true. So when you see everything that has been created, it makes you realize that there was a creator, right? That night, Ilyas laid in bed smiling. He had learned that Allah was all around him. Then he closed his eyes and fell fast asleep. And that's the end. These are the names of the animals here. So he realized that
Allah is everywhere.
Allah is everywhere in a sense that He created everything. So everything that we see was created by Allah, right? And we know Allah is true because we see those things. Yes. Okay. Have you guys seen this book?
No.
Yes, finally a book you haven't seen before. I just found this book and I was so happy to find this. Last time, if you remember, I read a book about Cranky Kareem.
Yeah.
And that was
That's my brother's name.
that's my son's name. So the book that was the Cranky Kareem says Alhamdulillah, this is the same author. And so I was so excited to find another book by that same author, and it's a really fun book. So it's Mikael and Malaika, The Quest for Allah's Love, written by Kazima Wajahat and illustrated by Gustavo Gutierrez. So let's learn about Mikael and Malaika.
I will take this for Mama.
Mikael and Malaika were brother and sister. Mikael lived for adventure, while Malaika was always pondering. But both had one thing in common. They were superheroes. Wow. Big Boss, that's what they called their dad, told them that the best superheroes have a pure heart. And that is exactly what the two wanted to be. The best Superheroes. One day over summer vacation, as they were reading the Quran after Fajr prayer, Mikhail prayed for a long time. He was praying to Allah. He prayed quietly. He prayed aloud. He prayed hard. Then he sighed. Malaika, I don't know how to get a pure heart. Malaika stopped and thought, me neither, Mikhail. They needed answers. They needed Big Boss. Do you call your dad Big Boss?
Never.
Mikhail and Malaika whipped on their capes and soared to command post to meet with Big Boss. Oh, look at him. He's so serious behind the desk. Big Boss told them the first step to having a pure heart. You will find your answer through the one who loves you most. Who loves you most?
Allah.
But where will we find the one? Questioned Mikhail. If love you wish to see, you must see the sea. Oh.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Good question. Let's find out.
The ocean.
You think they're going to go to the ocean? Let's see. The superheroes landed near the Pacific Ocean. They had to play the part. They had to be smart. Mikhail, watch out! Mikhail landed in a pile of mud. He dove into the cool water and became squeaky clean. Ocean, you are so clear and sparkling. Who has made you? Whispered Malaika. Allah, Allah, slushed the waters. Mikhail and Malaika returned to command post. Big Boss, I took a bath in the cool water of the sea. But the one who loves us most, we could not see, said Mikhail. Then the one who loves you most, my son, you must find within the sun. The superheroes fired up their super jets and landed on the sun. Do you think you should ever fly to the sun?
It's gonna get burnt.
Oh my God, it's gonna be so hot.
Oh my God.
They had to be sly, but first he had to be dry. Well, he was wet before, now he dries off, right? Mikhail basked in the heat of the sun and dried his super gear. Sun, you are so warm and bright. Who has made you? Whispered Malaika. Allah, Allah, beamed its rays. Mikhail and Malaika returned to command post. Big Boss, we basked in the sun's warm rays, but the one who loves us most, we cannot say, exclaimed Mikhail. To find the answer, if you please, you must search within the trees.
Thank you because I forgot.
You forgot. The superheroes landed across 2 banana trees. They had to be stealthy. They had to be healthy. Mikhail needed a snack. Banana tree, your fruit is so sweet and filling. Who has made you? Whispered Malaika. Allah, Allah, rustled the leaves.
I see a mistake.
You see a masjid? Oh. And look, he's snacking on the bananas. Mikhail and Malaika returned to command post one final time. Big Boss, I have filled my belly with bananas so sweet, but the one who loves us most, we still did not meet. If only you knew, the answer is within you. Mikhail and Malaika sprung into action. They had to be quick. They had to be slick. Mikhail, watch out! Mikhail backflipped and landed on his head. Ouch. Super Agent M.O.M. Who's that? Mom appeared at the scene of the crime. She bandaged, she repaired, and Mikhail was as good as new. Super Agent M.O.M., you are so loving and caring. Who has made you? Malaika asked softly. Allah, she whispered. Allah. Mikhail sat and thought, Malaika, that's it! Big boss, the one who loves us the most is our mother! Said Mikhail.
Is that not?
Huh?
Is that not?
Is the mother. That's what he said. The one who loves us most is our mother. That's what he thought. A mother's love is great for sure, but there is one who loves you more. Mikhail scratched his head. Mikhail, if only you knew, Allah is the one who loves you, cried Malaika. Indeed, He has blessed us with so much fruit-bearing trees, water from the clear blue seas, warmth from the big bright sun, and loving parents who care for everyone. You're right, Malaika. Big boss, Allah is the one who loves us the most, said Mikhail. My superheroes, your first mission you have completed. With Allah's love, you shall be undefeated.
What is undefeated?
Means that no one can beat you. You won't be defeated means no one will win over you. You won't be a loser. You won't lose, right? So, can you believe that anybody loves you more than your mom or your dad? Like, don't they show you so much love? Can you imagine that the love of Allah is even greater than that? That's amazing, right? SubhanAllah. Because whenever you're sick or you need something, you can't sleep at night, you can't I don't know, your tummy hurts, you have a fever, you're scared because they're for you. Allah is there, but physically your mother is there, right? And your dad. But someone who's there even more than that and loves you even more than that is Allah.
And if you have a brother.
And if your brother loves you, oh mashallah, that's good to hear.
And my brother is a baby.
He's a baby, so cute, and he gives you hugs and probably wet kisses, slobbery ones. Yeah, so Allah loves you so much. We can only see the love of our parents by the things that they do for us, but if we think even more than that Allah does even more. He's the one who created us. He gives us each breath that we breathe. We are alive because of Allah. Every blessing that we have is because of Allah. So Allah loves us so much. Let's see, what was I going to do after this one? Is it book? Oh, so the name of Allah that describes this love. You know, there's 99 names of Allah. Have you heard that? You know,
even more that we don't know.
There's even more that we maybe don't know. The name Al-Wadud means that Allah is the most loving. So you can measure something by what you see, like you can measure other people's love, but Allah is infinitely loving. He loves you more than you can even measure. Like, you know, sometimes when my kids were little, we used to do this thing of, oh, I love you to the stars, I love you all the way around the earth and the universe, and I love you this much, right? Like, you can measure this, but you can't even measure Allah's love, because it's so much. It's so infinite.
It's even bigger than the earth.
It's way bigger than the earth.
It's bigger than all the universe.
It's bigger than all the universe.
It's bigger than space.
It's bigger than what?
The earth.
Than the earth, yes.
And space.
It's an amount that you cannot measure. Like, you can't take a ruler and be like, it's 12 inches. No, it's like, you can't put a number to it. Like, you're learning math.
It's infinity.
Infinity! You know that word! Yes, it's infinite. Allah's love is infinite. And He has unconditional love. Do you know what that means? Do you know what unconditional love is?
What?
Like, have you ever had a friend who says, oh, you're my favorite friend, I love you, but then you take their toy and they're like, I'm not your friend anymore. I hope you don't have friends like that. Sometimes there's kids like that. Or there's people like that who say, oh, I don't love you anymore because you took my doll. You stole my car, I don't love you anymore. So that is conditional love, that they only love you when you do nice things for them. But Allah's love, even if you do something wrong, He still loves you. If you do something and you say, oh Allah, I'm so sorry, I made a mistake, Allah still loves you and He's going to forgive you. That's how much His love is. It's so much. And Allah loves you more than anyone else loves you. And Allah has given you the ability to love and to be loved. So my next book is How Much Does Allah Love Me? By Heba Heider and illustrated by Atana Hassan. Yeah, have you seen this one before?
No.
This is a new one too? Good. Alhamdulillah. Maybe one day you guys will grow up and be authors and write some good books for other kids, inshallah. That we can read at story time. I need more books. Maimuna was a curious little girl who often thought about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She was thinking about Him now as she gazed out into the hazy, indigo-colored evening sky, listening to the pitter-patter of raindrops against her window pane. She's looking out the window and just thinking. It is a beautiful picture, right? Yeah, mashallah. Her room is nice. I've always wanted that, where you have like a bench in front of the window and you can sit there and like read a book or just like look out the window and think. So the teacher is talking about the 99 names of Allah. She thought about all the magnificent things she learned about Allah in her Sunday school. She thought about all the animals He created, big, small, fast, slow. She thought about the vast number of stars in the sky that looked like sparkling diamonds. She thought about all the different types of trees, fruit trees, flowering trees, and trees that provide shade in the hot summer days. Right now when it's getting hot, it's so nice to be able to go under a shaded tree, and you're just so grateful that Allah has created that tree and put it there for you. She thought about her family, her mama, her baba, and her brother and sister, and how much love she had in her heart for them. Do you have a lot of love in your heart for your mom and your dad and your brother, your sister?
Yeah.
You do, huh? But the one thing that Maimuna thought about the most was the love she had for Allah in the deepest part of her heart, way down deep in her heart. She wondered, how much does Allah love me? And with that thought, Maimuna rushed to the only person she knew would be able to give her an answer. Mom. Mama! You knew it. Maimuna cried out, running to her mother's study. Yes, Habibti, are you all right? Maimuna's mother was just finishing her daily Quran reading. You guys see that? Mama, I have a very important question for you that needs to be answered right away, Maimuna said urgently. Well, then I hope to have an answer for this very important question, inshallah, her mother said with a smile. Do you always go to your mama or your baba for questions?
Yeah.
When you don't know answers to stuff? Do they always have the answer?
No, I asked my... Not always.
You ask your Alexa.
Not always.
You know it's 2022 when you hear kids say that.
That's right.
You know I love Allah very much, but what I don't know is exactly how much does Allah love me? Maimuna was so eager to hear the answer, she hopped onto her mother's lap, before her mother could even utter a word. Her mother laughed as she scooped up little Maimuna in her arms and said, "Well, now that is a very good question, and very important question that needs answering right away, Maimuna. Allah loves you so very much, my dear. He loves you more than the billions of stars in the clear night sky. Allah loves you more than the trillions of fish in all the oceans." See, her mom is trying to give her something to measure, like, all of the fish. Even though, could you possibly count all of the fish in the ocean?
No,
There's too many. Could you count all of the stars in the sky? No. Yeah, so she's trying to give her a measurement of, it's more than this. But you can't even measure that, right? It's so much more. Allah loves you more than the number of raindrops that fall down from the sky in a storm. Could you possibly count the number of raindrops? Never! Allah loves you more than the billions of people in the entire world. There's so many people. Allah loves you more than the grains of sand on our favorite beach. Can you count the grains of sand?
No, there's like more than infinity.
More than infinity. But
That's the biggest number.
that's the biggest number. But does Allah know each grain of sand?
Yeah, he can count it very fast.
Subhanallah. Allah knows so much. Even the number of grains of sand.
He knows everything.
He knows everything, right? Subhanallah. Allah loves you more than the blades of grass in the meadow we have our picnics in. I could never count pieces of grass.
Some people can.
Some people can? Be there your whole life. And do you know how much Mama loves you, my dear? Sweet Maimuna. Her mother asked as she squeezed her tenderly. Maimuna closed her eyes and hugged her mother tightly as she said, "More than the stars in the sky, the fish in the ocean, the raindrops that fall down from the sky, all the people in the world, the grains of sand on the beach, and the blades of grass in the meadow." Maimuna's mother looked lovingly at her daughter and nodded her head. "Yes, Habibti, so much more than that. And the entire universe and what's in it, but even my love could not measure up to Allah's love." Could not measure up to Allah's love for you, for He loves you more than that. Maimuna beamed with excitement and more love for Allah than she had ever felt before. Are you guys playing? Okay. Just want to make sure everything's cool there. How great is Allah to love me this much? Maimuna thought as she raced back to her room. She pondered over all the vast creation her mother had mentioned. She thought of how much she loved her mama and how much mama loved her. It was a love bigger than the whole wide world. But the biggest love of all was the love Maimuna felt for Allah. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And even bigger than that was Allah's love for little Maimuna. Can you believe that Allah loves you even more than you love Allah? Yeah, maybe you think you love your mom, your dad, you love Allah so much, but He loves you even more than that. Even more than what you think is a lot. For however big or however much Maimuna thought something was, she knew that Allah loved her more than that. And here's a verse from the Quran, says, "And He is oft forgiving, all loving." So Allah is Al-Wadud, the most loving. So those are the list of the books that we read. If you want to take a picture of that and you can read those at home. I know we're always looking for some new books to read, right? So one thing that I think about is that Allah is so close to me and knows more about myself than I know, that I can have secrets with Allah. Do you sometimes have a secret that you want to tell somebody? Maybe you want to tell your mom a secret. Maybe you want to tell your dad a secret. Or your sister a secret. Sometimes we do good things and nobody else knows. Like nobody was watching, right?
Except Allah.
Except Allah. And only He knows that you did something. So one thing that I always like to do for myself is that I like to do good things just so that I can please Allah, and I'm not waiting for anybody else to notice it. Do you guys do that?
Yeah.
Do you try to do something good that only Allah knows?
Yeah.
Like maybe, let's see, there were dishes in the sink, and you don't see your mom there. And you're like, I want to wash all the dishes, so my mom comes and is surprised by a sink that's clean. And she won't even know that you're the one who did. She'll come and be like, wait a second, where'd all the dishes go? And then she'll look in the cupboards and be like, how did those get all? And then you just keep it a secret. And you don't even tell her that you're the one who did it. Because maybe you want to be like, oh yeah, Mama, I did it. And she'll be like, thank you so much. I appreciate your help. But you can keep it a secret and only Allah will know. Isn't that cool? Or maybe your sister's bed was not made in the morning and you look around and you're like, nobody's looking. And you're going to make her bed for her. And she's going to come and be like, Mama, I'm going to go make my bed. And she goes and she's like, what? Huh? How did my bed get made? It's so weird. I didn't make my bed. And don't even tell your sister that you keep it a secret. Only Allah knows. Or let's think of, can you think of something you can do that's a secret? What? A nice thing. Yeah.
If my brother lost something, you can while he's trying to find it, you could find it for him, and then you can put it in his bed, and when he comes back, he'll say, what is on his bed? I didn't see that.
Yes! Did you guys hear that? If somebody, her brother, if somebody loses something and they're searching frantically for it, and you know where it is, you find it, and you go and you place it there, so they come back and they're like, oh, hey, how did that just show up here? I didn't even know where it came from. And then you don't even tell them that you're the one who did it. But Allah knows that you did it, right? That is so cool, that you can have secrets with Allah. And these are good things that you do that only Allah will know. And then when you meet with Allah, He will talk to you about all of those things. He'd be like, remember that day when your brother had lost something and you found it and you put it on his bed and you made him so happy he came back and he said, oh my car, I don't even know how it got here, but he felt happy that it was found and you didn't even tell him that you're the one who found it. That is an amazing secret to have with Allah. So we can do lots of good things when nobody else is looking, and we are just happy to know that Allah knows. And it doesn't matter if anybody else knows or not. So I didn't put this on here, but since Allah loves you so much, and He is closer to you than anybody, I know this song that I really like. And it's in Arabic, but I was able to translate it and sing it in English to the same tune. So if you look up this song, it's called "Do You Have a Secret with Allah?" And it's such a beautiful nasheed. But I'll sing the English for you. Ready? I don't have the words for you to follow. Okay. Do you have a secret with Allah, just between you and Allah? Do you have hidden charities that no one knows except Allah? Do you have a secret with Allah, just between you and Allah? Do you have hidden charities which no one knows except Allah? Stories which are completely concealed until your record book is revealed. What could be more appealing than this? Than raising status in the sight of Allah? Do you have a secret with Allah, just between you and Allah? Do you have hidden charities which no one knows except Allah? So I want you guys to go and find things that you can do to have secrets with Allah, and those hidden charities that you do for the sake of Allah, that only He will know, and that one day when you meet with Him, you can talk about those beautiful things that you did, inshallah. Okay? And I just want you to know you are all loved by everybody here, and Allah loves you even more than we could ever love you, more than your parents, more than your siblings. Allah loves you the most. So thank you for coming. It was so nice to be here with you guys. I appreciate you coming. And inshallah, I'll see you at the next story time. Assalamu alaikum.